Some call them beef ribs. I call them prehistoric meat clubs of glory. Let's make them magnificent. Today, we're cooking beef ribs. They're not ribs. These are ribs. These ribs are massive and moist. Smut. Normal beef ribs weigh in anywhere around 1.2 to 2 kilograms. So you can imagine how fast I got down to Mick at Gippsland Premium Meats when he told me he had these monsters in stock. Now, I weighed these on my bathroom scales because they actually broke my kitchen scales. And they weighed in at 6.5 kilograms of bone-in meaty goodness. These are that big, they need their own postcode. Beef ribs usually need a bit of trimming, but Mick basically did the hard work for me on this monster set of ribs. So I'll show you on this smaller set of ribs how to prep them. Now this top layer of fat and silver skin has to come off. Try not to do that. And beef ribs have two membranes on the back. You just have to take off the top one. And luckily, there's a big piece of fat here. And if you can't get it in one hit, use a bit of paper towel to get some grip. Oh, that's satisfying. Now, once all trimmed up, we're going old school with some SPG or salt, pepper, garlic. Sergeant seasoning on board for action. Enemy acquired, preparing to salt. Enemy advancing, reloading with pepper. They just won't stop, finishing off with garlic. Once the ribs are evenly covered on the top, sides, and the bottom, pat the rub down. And yes, despite the name, never rub a rub. Scientifically speaking, rubbing spice into your meat rubs people up the wrong way. It's seasoning, not a Thai massage. Today we're using a 57cm Weber kettle and we're pairing it up with a snake pit and diffuser set. This setup turns your Weber into a low and slow beast. And my fuel of choice today is heat beads lump charcoal and a couple of chunks of cherry wood for that smoky flavour we all so desire. Opening all the vents and we want to monitor that temp. We are going hot and fast at 150 degrees Celsius today. But remember, cold meat, even at room temp, is like dropping a Titanic-sized iceberg in your Weber. So actually let the temp climb to about 30 degrees Celsius above your target temp and let the meat absorb that extra heat. And once your Weber is stable, your bowl vent should be closed down to around about quarter open. And what I mean by stable is it's been at the same temp for 30 minutes. Once you are stable in your temp, you can add your meat. Today's cook will take around 4 hours, or for those of you who love to follow my beer timer, you're looking at an 8-beer cook. Fun fact, beer may not speed up the cooking process, but it significantly improves your patience and your playlist choices. It's time to get these prehistoric beauties in there, and because of the snake pit setup, we have full access to the entire grill. And then give them a quick spritz because moist meat attracts more smoke. Now expect a big drop in temperature in the barbecue because these massive ribs are pretty much like a meat iceberg. Nothing left to do but leave them alone for a couple of hours and let them do their thing. And for those wondering, my spritzing formula is 3 equal parts of 1 part water to 1 part water to 1 part water. Oh, look at that. Solid bark, great colour, and we are currently 76 degrees Celsius. Now that we've hit that temp range, the collagen started to melt down, and that's the good stuff. At 71 degrees Celsius, collagen starts breaking down and rendering, and it rapidly increases up to 82 degrees Celsius internally. So you know what that means? It's time to glove up. Now, before we put the ribs on any foil, I just want to protect any piercings from those big bones with a couple of pieces of flexible metal. Just loosely scrunch them up, and hopefully that'll prevent the bones from piercing our flexible metal. Oh, and just lay them on the foil. Position the bones under those bits. That is a hefty rack of ribs, but we still need to wrap it in flexible metal. We need more for the top. And this is how I join two pieces. Lay them evenly together. Fold over and make one little seam. And I don't normally do this while wearing gloves. Fold over and make a second seam. And then you can open it out like that, flatten it out, turn it over, and that ain't going anywhere. I'm going to put it on the angle and see if we can cover the top bit up. Now, wrapping them in foil is going to help us power through the stall. Think of the stall as meat sweating and cooling itself down. Pretty rude, right? So once they're wrapped, we can pop these back in the Weber and let these ride out. We want them probing tender, and that's going to happen anywhere between 93 degrees Celsius internally to 99 degrees Celsius internally, roughly. The stall is real. It's not your grill failing. It's your meat having a midlife crisis. We are 4 hours in, and it's time to check these ribs. Now, don't forget, anytime you have something wrapped in flexible metal, there's going to be a lot of steam there, so don't hold your head over it when you open it. Stand back a little bit, let the steam come out. Oh. Now I just need you to see this. The old wobble test. It's already wobbly. Now the skewer test. Using a wooden skewer. Oh, you're just going to go in to a few spots and check it and make sure it goes in and comes out nice and easy. And we may as well check the temp while we're at it. We are sitting at 101 degrees Celsius. But temp is just a guide. Always at the end of the cook, use the skewer method. Test your meat, and if it's nice and tender, it'll probe nice and easily. Now, if it's not ready, it just gets wrapped up and popped back in for another 20 minutes. Check it again. If it's still not ready, pop it in for another 20 minutes and just keep doing that until it's ready. This one is ready, so I'm going to wrap it up. And since these ribs are ready, it's now time to hold them. And this step is crucial. You need to let the meat relax. I think we need some new foil. Now, I'll see if I can grab all of it, including the bits of foil to protect for the bones sticking through. Oh. Now, you can't see it, but I can see it. And in that foil is some liquid gold. Beef tallow. And we'll just tip some of it over our ribs. Oh. Wrapped up nice and tight, these ribs are going into my oven inside the house on the lowest setting, which is 50 degrees Celsius, for the next 2 hours. I'd normally stick them in an esky with some old towels, but these don't fit in my esky. They'd need their own supersize esky. And since Yeti don't sponsor me yet, my oven will have to do. Holding lets the juices redistribute. Science calls this equilibrium. I call it delicious. The ribs are ready. They have rested. They've calmed down. And it's finally time to slice them. Look at that. This is going to be the first time I've ever thought my brisket slicer wasn't big enough. Look at that. Are you seeing that? That is just oozing out, all on its own. I didn't want to do it, but the internet made me. Oh, look.